So that's it, some action from the Austin Grand Prix. And it was Bottas that went on to win, Lewis Hamilton's teammate, but everyone stood up for Lewis because it was right there. Although he finished second, he won the F1 title for 2019. That was his F1 title, sixth F1 title for Lewis Hamilton. He needs just one more title to equal Michael Schumacher's record. Now, so look at it right there. Michael Schumacher, all-time best at the moment with 7 titles. First one was in 94. He won in 95. He won in 2000, 2001, 2002, 3, and 4. Schumacher, the great Michael Schumacher. But look at Lewis Hamilton. He knocked away Fangio from the second position, and now he's sitting the second position, number of titles won in the World Championships. Talking about Formula One, 2008, 2014, 2015, 2017, 18, and 19. The dominance of Lewis Hamilton. Let's talk about it tonight on Sports Tonight. I've got my F1 analyst, David Olayinka, in the studio. David, it's good to have you on Sports Tonight.
It's good to be here, Austin.
It's been a long time. Good to have you on the show.
Good to be here, bro.
I'm sure you're struggling with words to describe Lewis Hamilton.
To me, I've kept on saying that he's a legend. He's an icon. I'm glad that I could witness Hamilton in my time. He's not appreciated as much as he should be, but I feel when he retires and all his records are being analyzed and stats are being revisited, then we'll know how great of a champion he is. 6 world titles is not a joke. He's of the minority in Formula One. Formula One is more dominated by Caucasians. For him coming from the ethnic minority, that's one battle he had to face. So he didn't have everything for him on a platter of gold, like the likes of former teammate Nico Rosberg, who was the son of a former world champion. Yeah. It's a very expensive sport. So he had to fight tooth and nail to get to where he is. And he's a worthy world champion. Yeah, one behind Michael Schumacher. And he's defeated Schumacher when it comes to pole. He's got the most pole positions in Formula One history. He's just 8 wins behind Michael Schumacher to equal it and 9 wins to surpass that 91 record of wins in Formula One. So Lewis is just 83 wins. He's got about 2 or 3 more years of racing in him. So who says he cannot eclipse that record? So 2020 is going to be tough. 7th world title will be his focus. But you've got young cats like Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, who will give him a run for his money. So the second half of the season has shown us what we should expect in 2020 because he dominated the first half of the season. Coming out into the second half, we saw Ferrari wake up. Charles Leclerc showing us that, you know what, I am one for the future. I am one you should not joke with. Yes, I was chatting with a few of my friends and colleagues, and I told them that, you know what, watch out for Leclerc this season. Many people are saying, oh, yeah, he's just young, had a fantastic season in Sauber before he moved over to Ferrari. But I said, this dude has got something special about him.
That's right.
When he had the first pole position and he screwed it up, I mean, bungled it, everyone said, oh, yeah, inexperienced and all that. I said, it happens, but watch out for him.
Picked up.
Second half of the season, boom.
That's right.
He woke up, Ferrari woke up, and 4-time world champion is now pushed to the side. He is the #1 driver now. So I said, Ferrari doesn't like giving... And they like signifying, this is the #1 driver, second fiddle. But what he has been able to do is showing them that, you know what, put faith in me. I'm younger than Sebastian, you understand? I'm the future of this sport. You should put your future in my hands.
And this is Sebastian Vettel we're talking about, that's won 4 world titles, and he's pushing him that back. And guess what? We started talking about Leclerc just when we were about talking about Max Verstappen.
Exactly. And I don't want to say irony. The exciting thing about it is that Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, Alexander Albon, who happens now to be, Verstappen's teammate, we're all racing together.
Wow.
Growing up together. And, like, these guys were so good that they pushed each other all the way. So I'm expecting them to take it to the future. And 2020 with Esteban Ocon coming into the party with Renault is going to be much, much... I can't wait for 2020. 2019 is done already.
I know.
We're waiting for 2020. So this is going to be a fight of Hamilton's life. That 7th world title will be on the platter. Ferrari has woken up. Red Bull are in the mix as well. You have a Renault with the young Esteban Ocon who has a point to prove to Mercedes because he's in their driver's academy and he told them that, okay, when he was at Force India, he took Force India to another level. And it was just unfortunate because so much money in the sport, they had to, like, push him aside. But they cannot do without him now.
And we're talking about a Force India that cannot even go against the likes of Red Bull, Ferrari, or even Mercedes. 10 10 victories already for Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
And he didn't win the first race of the season. So we started saying, oh, what's going on? But when he
Typical
got that
Lewis.
victory in Bahrain, catch me if you can.
That's it. And the thing with Lewis is that he thrives under pressure. He's a racer that, you know what, just bring it. Pressure is his middle name. So anytime he's under pressure, it brings out the best in him. And like I said earlier on, he's of the ethnic minority. So when he was racing, everything was against him. So it's like, okay, you know what? I'm fighting for my life.
Yeah.
You guys are fighting for a race win. This is survival for me. If I don't make it here, then there's nothing for
And
me.
he's daring. I think he was at the Mexico Grand Prix. They told him, Pete. He said no.
He said no.
He said no. I'm going. I can manage the tire. You know.
And he pushed down until he couldn't. He gave it his best. And that's the Marco Lewis Hamilton. We've seen that all season, especially when Niki Lauda passed away, and he said, "Okay, you know what? I'm going to win the next race and dedicate it to him." He got to a stage that his tires were completely gone, and he told his team that, you know what? I don't think I can push. You understand? I think Max is going to win this race. And out of the blue, something just happened. He just pushed it on land. The rest, they say, is history. Fantastic world champion, Lewis Hamilton.
Fantastic world champion. Do you think he will melt next year? Will the pressure be too much on him? Because we're talking about Michael Schumacher right here.
He's one guy who thrives under pressure, so the pressure is nothing to Lewis Hamilton. What's the excitement might be, right? It might be in a Ferrari. So equaling that record in a Ferrari would make a big statement. Then surpassing it in a Ferrari again, Ferrari would love that. It's been a long time they've been without a world title. A driver as Lewis Hamilton's caliber can give them the world title. We've seen that Ferrari has woken up right now, so they've got a competitive car that can match Mercedes. Yes, though it has to be in straight line, in the straight spots, going around the turns. Yes, Mercedes still has the advantage, but hey, who says he can't do it? So Mercedes are trying to renegotiate this contract to extend it. But it's every driver's dream to race a Ferrari. They're the Real Madrid of Formula One.
I get it. I mean, if it's not Ferrari, then you've not started. So I love what the future looks like for Formula One and the drivers. If you take away Sebastian Vettel, who else can push Lewis Hamilton?
Even Sebastian hasn't pushed him as I expected. They were both on 4 world titles last year, and Hamilton blew him away. 5 world titles last year, 6 world titles this year. Vettel is still playing catch-up. And mind you, this guy was 4 world titles to 1. Lewis won his first one in 2018. I remember back in the day when we used to do it, it was a Vettel, everything, 4 years back to back. And we're like, and this guy caught up with him, surpassed him. So Vettel is, I don't think so. Who I feel will challenge Hamilton next season? The likes of Bottas doesn't even come close. At the likes of Leclerc, Max Verstappen, probably an Esteban Ocon as well, if Renault can give him a good car.
Because those guys will just look at Lewis' record and say, let's do what he's doing.
Exactly, and they're young.
Thank you so much, David. We should plan a Formula One show and just race all the way. But it's super good to have you in the studio. Thank you. So that's it, 2019 Formula One season. Lewis Hamilton, that's the man everyone is talking about. He finished second at the Austin Grand Prix, but it was good enough to give him a 6th F1 title. Let's go on this timeout. When we come back, we'll get into the world of football and, of course, continue our countdown to the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Don't go anywhere. We're right back. Welcome back, Sports Tonight on Channels Television. Let's get on with the show now. So much is going down in our world of sports. Let's continue the countdown to the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. What's going on with Team Nigeria? It's now 261 days to go. When I started this countdown, I knew what I was doing, just to tell some persons that, look, the Olympics is not far away. We need to do the things we must do now. Otherwise, the Olympics will come on us, and it will be the same old story that we've been suffering at previous editions. 261 days to go. Ministry of Sports, 261 days to go. Federations, 261 days to go. Athletes, 261 days to go. Everyone involved with the Olympics, 261 days to go. And so the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, they've signed a memorandum of understanding with Japan for Nigeria athletes to camp in the Kisarazu City ahead of the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. That's progress. I love it. The Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dari, you can see him right there. He jointly signed with people to say, look, we want this for early preparation for the tournaments. Let's go on this quick break. When we come back, Kende Idris will join us. We'll take a look at the Champions League, the Golden Eaglets, and every other thing going on in our world of football. Don't go anywhere. Stay. Welcome back, Sports Tonight on Channels Television. Let's welcome Kende Idris. Now, Kende, it's good to have you on Sports Tonight.
It's good to be here again.
You were with me on the show when we started the countdown.
Yes.
Said, look, there's no more time. You can be reading 261, 270.
Yeah.
But there's no more time. The Ministry of Youth and Sports, I think they were watching us.
They did.
And now they're working. The D Tigers, they're also getting ready for the qualifiers.
Of course, and that is what, we're talking off camera. That is what, the media is there for a push. I guess the moment I saw that news that the minister is in contract or in talks with the Japanese Federation, I said somebody was watching this program last week or probably many other programs. But the countdown is actually, an awakening gist, so to say, really, because even I myself, after the show, I was like, wow, it's actually here.
It's here.
Fantastic. You just mentioned the basketball team, female.
Yeah.
Preparation should start. Everybody, all hands on deck. Yeah. I mentioned it here. You reeled out names. You said the administrators, the players. I mentioned the fans.
Yeah.
Everybody should be geared up in whichever way you can partner to make everything better, because the Olympics will be here, and we don't want to talk the same stories we used to say, in past Olympics. Yeah. It is time for us to conquer and conquer right.
And make a change. Beautiful. So I'll continue to monitor the progress with the D Tigers as they get ready for the Olympics qualifier. Let me tell you this story. Football in Nigeria. The Federal High Court in Abuja, they have struck out the case of corruption brought against the president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick, and 4 others. The court made a decision following an application by the federal government to withdraw the case. In May, the federal government had arraigned Mr. Pinnick, NFF Secretary Sanusi Mohammed, the first Vice President Sheyi Akiwumi, the second Vice President Shehu Diko, and an executive committee member Ahmed Yusuf Fresh for allegedly misappropriating the sums of $8.4 million and 4 billion naira conflict of interest and non-declaration of assets. We said we want stability. So now with this cleared, can they just face and develop football?
Of course, because some people even, hung the whole league not starting early on the whole, Shehu Diko being involved because he's the chairman of the LMC. So now everything is cleared. And I'm telling people at home, it is discharged and acquitted. They did their investigations. Okay, their hands are clean. At least up until now. If there is anything we would hear. So now let's face our football. Qualifiers are here, the under-23, the under-17, the basketball team. Everybody should please.
Eagles,
the Super Eagles just so everybody please keep your concentration on all of this.
That's right.
And if there is any issue later, we can always attend to that. For now, congratulations, guys. Now it's time to continue your work.
It's time to work, and one way they can work is to monitor what's going on. The FIFA Under-17 World Cup, that one is for developmental purposes, for the grassroots.
It's hot
Nigeria's
already.
Golden Eaglets will take on the Netherlands tonight for a place in the quarterfinal. And before someone rush and say, oh, Netherlands that came in through the back door. At this level, anything can happen. See what happened to Australia.
Their final game ended 4-0 while lopping USA. So it's actually a very decent side. And if you know Dutch football very well, they start their growth from the very, very grassroots.
That's right.
So you cannot look away. And for any team that gets to the knockout round, trust me, they must have done something right. Even the best losers, that means you did not give up in your showing for you to be there. So no team is a pushover right now. And if you know know the under-17 team very well, talking about this competition, then we have a lot to worry about. Have the defense been checked? Talking about the three-man defense that Manu Garuba deployed. Have the boys who are attacking, have they been able to keep their acts together to get goals when opportunities come? A whole lot of questions to be asked.
Yeah.
Then, are you a team now? Because I did not see proper team play in first 3 games. Maybe the knockout round is a wake-up call for these guys.
Now they will say, if we don't, we were getting into the
Well,
plane
exactly,
back home. So
back
maybe
home.
We'll see.
And they could remember the story of Osimhen, the story of Kelechi Iheanacho, the story of Chukwueze, the story of Francis Uzo, a whole lot of names for them to take inspiration
And
from.
we've seen some good names also.
Of course, of course.
Isn't doing so badly. There's also Ibrahim Said. Everyone's talking about first player to score.
I even like Tijani Samson, the captain. He's pretty calm.
Charismatic.
Yes, very
also.
charismatic also.
So, of live updates coming from the FIFA Under-17 World Cup, Angola, they go down against Korea Republic.
Sad.
So you see, the match between Nigeria and the Netherlands will kick off 8 p.m. in Brazil. 12 midnight. So don't sleep. Let's stay awake for these young stars. 12 midnight Nigerian time to go down. Japan will take on Mexico, while Spain will play Senegal.
Wow.
Round of 16 at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup. We're monitoring that one big time and we won't stop. Let's take a look at live results coming from the UEFA Champions League. What a story. Barcelona. What happened? Barca.
You know, some some coaches have a way of writing their own sack letter and just waiting for the chairman or the president of the club to just approve and stamp. And I think that is what Ernesto Valverde is doing with Barcelona right now. I'm seeing fundamental problems that can easily be checked, talking about lineup, setup into a game. But, you know, these coaches always have a way of being stubborn and adhering to their own ideas, not looking at the problem holistically, you know, to find a solution. They stick on to, this is why I believe it will work, it will work, it has worked. Ideas don't work always. That is why we have ideas changing every time. So whenever it gets to a point where it stopped working, adjust and move to the next idea. Ernesto Valverde, with this, I think maybe we'll be joining the Kovac very soon.
Very sad. Let's give you live updates coming from the UEFA Champions League. Zenit St. Petersburg, they're losing at home to RB Leipzig. 2-0. Lyon 2, Benfica 0. Chelsea. Wow.
This is what Ajax did last season.
Wow.
When Real Madrid went to Amsterdam, you know, took out Ajax, we all felt, oh, Real Madrid are the real deal. But they went back to the Bernabeu and got the business done. Now, Chelsea won at Ajax just some fortnight ago. And now here in London, I think these guys are so young. Young guys are so daring. They are scared of nothing.
Look at Inter Milan and Borussia Dortmund. It's the UEFA Champions League.
It's the UEFA Champions League.
Barcelona couldn't beat Slavia Prague at home. It ended goalless. Napoli and RB Salzburg playing 1-1. Genk and Liverpool 1-1. It was Liverpool that scored.
Genk and Slavia Prague for me.
God.
I said maybe this is the time you overturn your season in the Champions League. With this game, maybe they might just be in the mix of qualifying for the next round. 2 more games to go. You can still rack up points.
We'll be here to talk about it.
Yeah,
Thank you
of
so
course.
much, Kendi,
It's always lovely to be here.
So much going on in our world of sports, but sadly we have to go now. That's the show. Thank you for watching. Keep talking to us on Twitter, channels_sports, Facebook channels, Sports. That's the show. For the team, I'm Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.